Hey, everybody, Dr. LeGrand here, and today we're going to be talking about the best way to increase motivation naturally with ADHD. And the best way that I have found when it comes to increasing motivation is investigating why you're having the lack of motivation in the first place. And so I'm going to share some case studies to really help you understand the concept of using natural medicine supplementation to improve motivation. And one of the first things that a lot of times that I'll like to look and to investigate is looking at micronutrient testing to see, okay, what possible micronutrients that you can be deficient in that can contribute to your lack of motivation. And some of the really big ones are definitely B vitamins. So like this person right here, they had low vitamin B3. Even like when I'll see it sometimes with vitamin B6, vitamin B12, but also this person had low vitamin B5. And also vitamin D3 is a really big one that I will see when someone has issues with low motivation. So when we see that, then we're ready to actually implement treatment. Not beforehand. We do testing to see, okay, what do you need to take? Then it makes sense to implement, and that's how you're going to improve motivation and focus. So in this case, this person needed something like a B complex, vitamin D3, so B complex, vitamin D3, and he was also low in vitamin K2. So adding also vitamin K2. So that made a big difference as far as their motivation goes. But there's also other things that you might not think can be an issue when it comes to motivation, but zinc is a really important one. And so this person was low in zinc, and you can also see that they were also low in calcium. So sometimes we'll do a combination if they are low in zinc and copper, but in this case, they were just low in zinc. So I just only actually would supplement just zinc in this case. Now, why zinc has to do with motivation is because zinc is a very important cofactor, and I'll talk about cofactors here in a minute, that help make dopamine. So if you're low in zinc, it makes it very difficult to have motivation if that is going to be an issue. So this is why it's so important to investigate and test for, to use things more naturally if you want to make that work, is to test. Now, some other things that also I do see that creep up quite a bit is where'd it go? Sorry, not L, is glutamine. And then I'll supplement glutamine. So just like this person, because glutamine is an important amino acid for also helping different neurotransmitters, things like dopamine, that help with motivation. CoQ10 could be another one. So here's the thing with motivation. It also can come tie as an issue with your energy. So if there's usually low energy, especially physical and mental energy burnout, that's also going to tie into your motivation and focus as well. And CoQ10 has a lot to do with our energy. So when you're low in it, you're going to have issues with energy, and it's going to also play into your motivation, lack of motivation. So in this case, this patient needed that. Now, another one that is more related to the brain is looking at omegas. So looking at omega like EPA, also DHEA. In this case, this person was low in EPA, which is very important for getting good omega-3s in. So supplementing that when you do find that as an issue. Now, taking that a different direction when it comes to, it's more than just looking at micronutrients. Sometimes there's other issues that can contribute to the motivation issue, and to want to treat it more naturally is sometimes I like to test for cortisol, because like I was telling you before, energy and motivation are kind of tied in together, especially with focus too. Okay. When you have low energy, especially physical and mental low energy, it's very hard to have motivation throughout the day. And so it's like this patient, when we run their cortisol, very low in their cortisol levels. Cortisol has everything to do with energy. So in that case, when I see this, when they're really depleted in cortisol, we really got to help fix their adrenals. They're completely adrenal insufficiency. What that means is that they're not adequately making enough cortisol to producing enough energy to keeping them up to just be mentally have the capacity to function throughout the day. So in that case, I'll use some kind of adrenal support to have them take it, like typically first thing in the morning and then also in the midday, to get that additional boost. All right. Now, Some other things that also can affect motivation is usually depression, mood swings. These things can also impact motivation, of having lack of motivation. And in this case, a lot of times I like to see is looking at hormones. Could hormones be contributing to this? Just like with this patient, she had low progesterone and also DHEA. And that was her main reason of why she was having low motivation, is because of her hormones being off. And so in that case, we want to supplement more natural progesterone cream and also DHEA in order to help improve these numbers. And once we did that with her, not only was her mood swings more stabilized, but her motivation improved and her focus. And so that's why it's so important to investigate what is truly going on here. Is it more than just a motivation issue? Is there other contributing factors that are contributing to the lack of motivation? Okay. Now, another really big one is really looking at the specific amino acids and the neurotransmitters that contribute to motivation. So you can see in this case study that this person, I don't see this too often, but in this case, this person was low in everything. I mean, everything, as you can see right here. Low in tyrosine, dopamine, phenylethylamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, GABA, glutamine. I mean, like all of them. It is terrible. Like when someone's like this, it is so hard to function. Not only are you having issues with motivation like this person was having, but they were mentally and physically burnt out. They felt depressed. They had high anxiety. They were up and down. I mean, they're all over the place. And you can't function at all. And so what do you do in this case? If you're running tests and you see this, if that's the case, you got a lot to do. And typically what you want to be tackling is, what I like to use is something like called Dopa Boost. Typically that's going to help cover a lot of this right here. So the dopamine pathway, and I'll talk about the pathways here in just a second, but also incorporating DL-phenylalanine to help support phenylethylamine. Use L-theanine, which will help with not all the amino acids, but it will help with norepinephrine, epinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, and also GABA. Okay. 5-HTP and L-tryptophan will help more with serotonin, the serotonin pathway. L-histine, because their histamine levels were low. Histamine is helped to build and modulate different neurotransmitters. And then obviously add an L-glutamine and glycine because they're low in glutamate and also glycine levels, which those are very important amino acids for helping making different neurotransmitters. Okay. So I wanted to kind of touch home a little bit of how people understand this, because there's a lot of information and how to really use natural treatment to treating your lack of motivation with ADHD. And I wanted to bring this case study because they were low in every single one of them, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's just the dopamine pathway, or sometimes it's only one piece of the dopamine pathway where it might be just one, or it might just be tyrosine as an issue, or it might be just norepinephrine as an issue. Those are just some examples. Or it might just be serotonin, the serotonin pathway that might be an issue, or GABA. You won't really know until you actually investigate and test for this to look at really what truly is contributing to your lack of motivation and your focus issues with your ADHD. So would you like to find out this information for your own issues, for your own motivation and focus issues? Because I'd love to help you out, because what it does, it requires doing further investigation, doing lab work to identify the root causes of the problem. Because doing this alone, it's not easy. The human body is very complex. And so it requires to looking at what is going on and finding the actual source of the imbalances that's contributing to your lack of motivation and your focus issues. Okay. And you need more customization, more individualized treatment that's going to help you achieve that and helping you fall through and getting the treatment that you need to getting the results. So here's exactly how I can help you out if you're interested. Because what I've done is I've set aside time to speak with you personally, helping with your own personal ADHD issues to help you actually get results finally. And so it's called the Focus Mindset Strategy Session. So it's really what I require as far as the first step is booking an actual Focus Mindset Strategy Session consultation with me that will be putting together a more specific plan for your situation to help you have better focus so you can finally excel in your life. And so this is exactly how we'll do this together. First, we'll uncover what is the blind spots behind your ADHD symptoms. What is contributing to all these symptoms that you're experiencing in your medical history, identifying that. That's what I like to do is look at your medical history, dive in deep, and look at the things that have been missed with your doctors. Okay. Because you probably have not been told it. You've probably been told, oh, just take a different medication or different dosage, but not truly looking at your whole body chemistry of how that's contributing to your ADHD situation. Okay. And then also be able to look at, okay, what labs do we need to do to identify the root cause of the problem? Then what we'll do is we'll customize a plan of action to help you get unstuck. And then finally, we'll determine if it makes sense for us to work more closely together to help you achieve that optimal focus mind. So how this works is a 45-minute one-on-one personalized strategy session with me, and that's a $750 value. You also get access to, if you do purchase today, you get access to our nutrition lifestyle tracking app. That's a $300 value that we use with all our patients and clients. You also get a bonus if you do purchase today to my ADHD health course. That's a $597 value. So for almost over $1,000 value, you get that all for just $297. So if you're interested, all you got to do is click on the link in the description, and it'll take you to this page right here. You'll just hit that book the consultation, pretty simple. And then you will just obviously put your information to purchase. Now, it's very important. Once you purchase, you still actually have to book your date and time. So please do not forget that. Some people do forget. So make sure it'll take you to this page to hit book now. It'll take you to my calendar. You'll pick your date and time that works best for you. If you do have a spouse or significant other, please keep in mind, I do require that they are there. This helps me understand the outside perspective of the spouse. It gives me a lot more information about the situation, especially if your ADHD is causing issues within your relationship. So please do have them present and keep that in mind. And then go and fill out, obviously, the simple information right here. And then I'll take you to this page. Please do check your email to confirm your appointment. You need to activate your Practice Better account, so you get an email about that. That's how you get access to the nutrition lifestyle tracking app. And at least a couple of days before appointment, please do fill out the client questionnaire. It's an in-depth client questionnaire. This helps me determine what labs we need to do and understand more of your situation before we jump on the call. Okay. And then block out at least 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes we need to go a full hour, depending on how many questions you have. And then please show up early. I do give people about a 10-minute grace period. Otherwise, we have to mark it as a no-show. But we give you lots of reminders so that doesn't happen. So, all right. Well, if you are really wanting to finally tackle your ADHD and identify why you're having these motivation issues and identify the root cause of the problem, this is the next step, is to book in that consultation so I can dive deeper into your medical history, identify the root causes of your situation with your ADHD, and finally help you achieve that optimal focus mind. So I'd love to see you. Go ahead and book that consultation. Again, that's the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Thanks.